Um, I guess whatever. Scums, just whatever. We've got another episode for you guys recapping this past weekend's game against Tulane. And we're gonna preview the state game. You guys know how this works. Opening thoughts. New Orleans was a movie. It was a fantastic trip for the Scums that made it down there until kickoff. It's kind of becoming a repetitive theme these days, but Noah, as somebody who's watching on TV, what were your thoughts of the game before we break
Well,
down numbers and X's and O's and all that?
yeah, first of all, um, everybody calls us negative. Everybody, everybody wants to make posts about the scumbags, and some people want to walk through the bathroom in Pullman and say the GA scumbags suck ass to a volume where multiple people, not only Eli, but other people not associated with the pod heard about and felt the need to text us with. So if that was you, still feel free to DM us. I'm just gonna start with that. If you think we suck so bad and we're so damn negative, feel free.
They
But
don't have the balls to say to somebody who's not currently urinating, that's for sure.
exactly, that's just crazy. But anyways, to the game. Scores deceiving, one score game. Duke was getting their ass kicked from the moment that they walked on the field. I'm pretty sure they started losing the moment they got off the plane. Um, there's a lot of things that it seems like people are picking up on that lead to a football team not having a lot of discipline. That starts at the top, though. Coaches have to be held accountable. Manny, I feel like he's a good leader. I'm not going to start harping on him yet, but he's got to make changes within to the guys he's picked to lead this team. Gabe Infante should have been left in the bayou. I mean, just somewhere deep, deep in the swamp. That was the most miserably poorly coached group of special teams I've ever seen trotted onto a football field. And each week he proves that he can only suck more, which is hard. Like you feel like, oh, there's no way you could do worse than putting two guys with the same number on the field. And then you get two false starts on a field goal unit. You get a mishandled snap, two block kicks, whatever. Just no good punt returns or kick returns. I mean, just it's the illest group of coached like position in the country. Um, Infante shouldn't be on this roster. Jonathan Brewer, I think, is trending back in the wrong direction. I It just seems like from the 30 to the 30, there's no better offense in the country, but from the 30 in, there is no worse offense in the country.
Yeah.
Something's got to change there. And last but not least, I kind of mentioned this before the pod. Pat Key can't keep sliding either. We've always gave Infante and Brewer the most hell, but I mean, what are we doing defensively that we're missing so many tackles? Assignment football is just gone, it seems like. We're blowing coverages. I mean, poor old Chandler Rivers is out there. They're just not throwing the ball towards him, and every other thing in the pass game is going wrong. Those are kind of my thoughts from what I saw. Just a lack of discipline, a lack of game plan and scheme to and want to win. It sucked. It was a hard game to watch.
Got it all out.
Yeah.
I could tell Noah's been needing to get that one
Well, I
out.
and I held so much back end's the thing because I care about a lot of people who listen to this podcast and I appreciate their
Yeah.
things. But like at the end of the day, like we're fans. We're not associated with Duke. We're college football fans. This is us talking our talking ball and talking shop. Like there's nothing good to like you can't hang your hat on anything here. Like it sucked ass. It was an awful football game. No ifs,
It
ands,
was
or
tough.
buts.
It was tough. Yeah, I went back and I watched some of the game before this because due to events at the tailgate, I don't remember much of the game from in person, so I had to go back and watch the highlights. And it was the weirdest thing, man. Like watching, like Tyler was right. Like between the 30s, Duke can do what the hell they want. But because like I did watching, I was like, oh wow, like we're really moving the ball. This is an awesome drive. Oh, we're settling for a field goal again. It just it doesn't make any sense to me. Tyler, what are your thoughts?
I mean, it was a very flat performance. Like our opening drive, we go 3 plays, 1 yard, punt. Tulane goes right down the field and just got whatever they wanted and gets a touchdown right away. That really set the tone for the whole game. Like Noah said, I mean, yeah, it was 34-27. Duke attempted a comeback late, but like, what was it? 24-9 at one point.
Oh, dude, it was 24-3 at one point, I
Yeah, I was about to
think.
say it was worse than that. Yeah.
Like, at no point in time in that game did I feel like, okay, we're going to get the stop we need here to like get back in this. And like like Eli said with the offense, we'll get into some of it more later, but Duke had 452 yards and attempted 5 field goals. That's not like that's just not acceptable.
That's not even made 5 field goals. That's attempted 5 field goals.
Yeah, like even if we make the 5 of them, like that's just still. If Todd would have went 5 for 5, great, but that's not winning football. Like, and I do want to say, there are a lot of things to be concerned about still. Good news: conference play hasn't started. Theoretically, theoretically, Charlotte is still completely in play. Um, but there's a lot that has to be shored up. Again, you know, there's a lot of negatives, but this team is keeps showing they're talented. You
Yeah.
don't accidentally put up 500 yards of offense damn near in back-to-back weeks. Like the
Against
talent,
two really good teams.
yeah, for whatever reason, like just Noah said it last week best. It's the little things this team's just struggling with. Like one or two, mistakes or plays away from completely different ball games back-to-back weeks. So
Yeah. To drop that quote again, Duke is really, really good at like the hard stuff and just the worst at the easy stuff, man. And that's what makes it so frustrating.
I mean, there's definitely more negatives to take away from this, but like there were a few bright spots. I know we're gonna get into that, but yeah, frustrating. But
The funny thing to me, and Noah kind of touched on it at the beginning, is people love giving us shit, calling us negative, calling us downers, calling us bad fans, whatever the case may be. Over the last 2 weeks, though, especially this week, seeing more and more people share some of our sentiments that we've been saying and like having our mailbag be like the biggest one we've had to this date. I mean, kind of speaks volumes, It's like, yeah, I mean, are we negative? Yeah, a little bit, but that's just because we care. I mean, we want what's best. Like we know how good this team can be. Um, anyways, we'll get into all that.
real, real quick, I just want to touch on what you just said. Duke's 1-2. They've lost two very good teams. Here's why everyone should be so pissed off. It's not like Illinois just steamrolled Duke and we couldn't do anything and like we were just helpless.
Yeah,
It's not like Tulane beat the brakes off of us and we couldn't do anything. We were helpless. Duke could have easily won both of those games.
yeah,
They didn't because we got outcoached and outplayed and we're undisciplined in certain areas. But like that's the frustrating part is we've said it. This isn't 2007 where well we can win 3 games. We don't have two guys that should be playing Division 1 football right now. Like this
yeah,
team is talented and they've shown that, like they should be winning these games. But that's the new expectation. So when we come out flat and undisciplined like we have been, Manny said it today in his pressure. That's not the standard he set.
yeah. And like exactly that, Tyler. It's like this is like this isn't 2007. This is worse. Worse in the sense that it shouldn't be this way. We have the talent, we have the physicality, we have the skill, we have the resources, we have the coaching.
We even got the
It's we even got the grades. Well, uh,
I wish we didn't.
but it's just like there's less reason there it's worse than being bad in 2007 because 2007 we didn't have the players, we didn't have the coach, we had nothing. There's no excuses to be playing this bad. We have the guys, like we have a great team. It's just piss poor execution on certain things and some bad scheming going on. It's just it sucks. I have so much faith and so much belief, and I'm so bought in on this team. If it's just tightening some screws, and those screws have to be tightened really fast, really soon. This, gentleman, is a panic button. And I don't know. I don't want to say I'm ready to push it, but
It's close. I
it's
mean,
close.
call it out.
My hand is on it.
Yeah.
We said it going to Tulane last week, and I'm gonna set it off one more week and say this game against NC State will determine the rest of our season. I don't want to have to push this button. I truly don't. I hope I never have to push this button. But I put new AAA batteries in it today in preparation for potentially having to use it. So I don't want to have to use this.
Yeah, before we get into the stats part of it, and the last part of that rundown, just like you're saying, it's little things to tighten up, but there's a lot of things to tighten up. You know, they might not be the hardest things to fix, but it's a long list of things that have to be fixed. Basically, every side of special teams on punt, field goal block, all of it needs to be worked on. Your secondary has to improve vastly. Two deep linebackers have to improve. I feel like our rotations, we're taking our most important players out of the football game when they need to be in there the most. I mean, there was some abysmal Jake Retzlaff touchdowns where you look at the guys on the field, no offense to them, you're just like, what are we thinking? Like, if you're going to try to burn those guys up some snaps, you got to use it at the beginning of the drive or something. I mean, you can't have them down there at the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot, and offensively, more consistently, less turnovers, better blocking, things like that. But there are little things, but it's a lot of little things.
Well,
And
and
Duke's got
also
to do it quickly.
on that note of like, don't take out guys who are being difference makers. Nate Shepard was balling out. Leave Nate Shepard in.
Put
He
him on
should
the
be
bench.
RB1 right now. He should be RB1 right now.
It's okay. We got our true RB1s out there liking a 16-year-old's TikTok about how Nate Shepard's a better running back. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, get over it.
Whoa. T. Uh, yeah. Tyler, are you still with us? Tyler's having Wi-Fi issues.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. Tyler's here. Uh, now that we've got all the venting out of the way, let's get into some numbers. Duke, 452 total yards, 313 passing, 139 rushing. Isn't that like 3 weeks in a row of like over 300 passing yards?
Yeah. I
It's pretty
mean,
solid.
Boy.
a lot of those late in the game, but I mean, numbers, box score is still a box score.
Yeah. 24 rushing attempts, 5.8 yards per rush. It's pretty solid. Tulane had 426 yards of offense, 270 passing yards, 156 rushing yards. That's so weird. It's so weird how similar that box score is to the Illinois one last week in the sense that the winning teams like numbers like rushing and passing stats weren't that much better than Duke's. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Duke's
But
all
they
came in
just
garbage time if we're going to keep it real. We were
yeah,
getting our ass beat at halftime with no yards, essentially. I
yeah.
mean, just I mean, I get it, but like the Illinois game, I felt like was different. We were in that one. I never felt like we were in against Tulane, you know?
So I
Yeah.
mean, this was back to back weeks where even before garbage time, Duke ran the ball.
Hmm.
Didn't keep running the ball. I get it, Brewer. You are an air raid offense. We paid Mensa $8 million for 2 years. Great. Your job is to win ball games. If you are averaging 5 yards a carry, run the damn ball.
Nate
Yeah.
Shepard's so good.
It's like remember last year in the Carolina game, they asked Manny like in the second half, once Duke started coming back, they were like, yeah, what changed? And he was like, we're running the ball. They didn't let Malik throw it in the second half like at all last year against Carolina. We haven't that was Duke saying, okay, the run game is working, the passing game is not working. We're gonna run because that's what it's gonna have to take for us to win this. Where's that been this year? Where's that been? The running game is working. Lean into it. It's to me what it seems like is, oh, we drop a $4 million on Darian Mensah. Who gives a shit if the run game is working? We're gonna get our investment. We're gonna get our money's worth out of him. We're gonna throw it 40 yards on fourth and short. We're gonna throw it 40 yards on third and short. We're gonna show everyone how dominant and great this quarterback is because he paid all this money. Sorry, like if the run game is working, go with it. Like, damn.
Yeah, I don't give a shit how much coin you gave Mensa. Nate Shepard's damn good at football and deserves some good coin himself. I'd rather see his ass, and he's a workhorse. And you could tell, like, out of the guys on that field, there were just a handful you could tell had some fight in them. And Nate Shepard was one of those guys. He fought every play he was on that field. I mean, he was one of the lone bright spots of that football
He
game.
he runs with bad intentions. He also blocks well too.
Yeah,
He
his
had
pass
a
pro is
nice little
good.
cut block on a middle linebacker that was blitzing. That was fantastic.
His pass pro is elite for his age.
Tried to tell you guys in the spring. We warned you that Shepard was that guy.
He's so good.
Believe it or not,
Penal
we do know what we're talking about.
as negative as we may be and as young as we may be. Penalties. This is concerning, and I think it's a sign of it kind of encapsulates all of this. 9 penalties for 85 yards, 18 so far in the season. Did we even have 18 penalties last year? I
Probably not
mean,
until at least three-quarter way through the season, you know.
I mean, what the hell? I mean,
We're
it
in
just
game
shows a
three.
huge lack of discipline.
I can guarantee you Duke wasn't averaging 6 penalties a game last year at any point in time.
Yeah. And we're getting the worst penalties in the world, dude. Offsides, false start, holding, like get a fucking targeting, you know what I mean? If you're gonna get a penalty, target
Make them
somebody.
count, dude. Make
Like
these
hurt
penalties count,
hurt
dude.
somebody, dude.
Yeah.
Quit doing chop blocks. Like what are we doing?
Um, Getting into some numbers by player. Mensa, 30 to 51, 313 touchdown yards, 3 TDs, 1 pick. Shepard, 5 carries, 75 yards. What is that averaging?
That's
That's
Just
over like 12 yards a carry.
that's
yeah,
just
it's like right around like 13.
Holy shit.
But only give it to him 5 times.
I,
Why let him run it 15 times? Why? No,
Your
he only
your
needs five.
true freshman running back averaging like over 13 yards a carry. Nah,
If
let's
that
just
was
stick
an
to the passing game.
SEC running back, he would be the RB1 and they'd be like claiming he's going to walk away with like the Walker trophy this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on.
Shepard also had 4 receptions for 21 yards, averaging 5 yards of reception out of the backfield. Castle, 3 carries, 21 yards. Again, that's averaging 7 yards a carry. Why the hell don't we stick with that?
Oh, that was our leading pass catcher as well. And I said this during the game in the group chat. And Eli, man, if you would have been like in the group chat, so you would have laughed your ass off. I was
If
like,
you were like awake,
when Anderson Castle is wide receiver one on your football team, you might have a few problems on your football team. I
yeah,
mean,
and
I love that he's able to do that. And like, man, 6 catches, 30 yards, good check down guy. But like, oh boy, consider the situation, he should not be the guy getting the football in the pass game. You know, running the ball, he was doing great again.
yeah, honest to God, I think that our RB 1 and 2 should be Shepard and Castle for
yeah. Oh,
sure.
Yeah.
And if they aren't this week, I ugh,
It's yet again a pride thing, probably.
I,
yeah,
It's
I
like
get it. You want to reward people who are loyal to the program and stuff like that. Your job is to win football games and put your best players on the field.
loyal to the program don't matter no more.
You're
yeah,
not
You got a
supposed
quarterback that we paid $8 million on the field after the game, like he's signing yearbooks in high school. It's like, man, it don't matter. Just play the game to win, you
your
know.
job is to put the best players out there. And no offense to Quez, he just hasn't been this year.
Quez in 2025, and it's like the Celtics Shaq meme.
Oh.
I hate it, man. I'm a big believer in Quez, but Quez had 11 carries for 41 yards. That's just under 4 yards a carry. Queso, 6 receptions, 81 yards. Queso was cooking a little bit. Barcate, 5 receptions, 67 yards. Samir and Angelo Anthony combined 3 receptions. It's kind of
By
just
the way,
another issue of,
Andrew Anthony didn't play the entire first quarter, not a single snap.
yeah, what is that all about?
That had to have been a punishment or something. I
He must
mean,
have
we could be
slapped a
wrong,
coordinator in
but
practice or something like
I
that.
mean, could you fucking blame him?
Oh, right. They're gonna, dude, they're gonna have it. They, oh my God, that's great. And that's not even like a Andrew Anthony thing. That's like a why is he not on the field
Yeah,
thing.
that's a Brewer thing.
Dude, they're gonna have Angel like in the driveway of his dorms, like doing sit-ups and like curling dumbbells with like his Bluetooth earpiece in. I love I love the fans.
It's gonna be like one of those like the Remember the Titans things, or just screaming,
Oh
"Do not
yeah.
drop this ball."
You'll run a mile.
Every
He's
time you drop.
doing the Terrell Owens thing. He's like on the sidelines in the first quarter, just like wearing a cyclist suit on the bike the whole time. Uh,
We're in
yeah,
a
I don't
Lance
know.
Armstrong band or something.
Yep. Angelo Anthony is the most explosive receiver we've had maybe ever. So naturally, he gets 3 receptions. Samir had that insane diving touchdown catch.
That was his only
O-
catch.
Only gets 3 receptions. What are we doing? Only 3 total receptions among the tight ends in a room of like 5 guys?
Yeah, and like two of them were like I think were to Landon King, like one Landon King touchdown. That's kind of neat, I guess. I mean, I feel like Hasley and Taylor should be getting a little bit involved. I don't understand the premise of why you're not trying to use all three of them.
Speaking of Hazley, shout out Daryl and Kristen. It was fantastic getting to hang out with them at walk-ons in New Orleans and hang out with them at the tailgate. Daryl convinced me in my drunken haze to book a flight to Syracuse, which I promptly canceled the very next morning when I was sober. So I'm sorry, I will not be seeing you guys in Syracuse. I have other things to be doing that day. All that to say, also shout out to Terry, the Taylors, all great folks. We all got to hang out with. Really a pleasure. Anyway, back to the episode. Um, it's just like up is down, left is right. It's like we're in the twilight zone. It's like whatever's working, we try to
Don't
stop doing that. Whatever's not working, yeah, let's lean in there. Angela Anthony, Nate Shepard, Anderson Castle, Jeremiah Hazley should be getting the most targets and the most like running opportunities. Am I wrong? Somebody tell me if I'm wrong. Give me your thoughts here.
No, there's no debate on that.
Tyler?
I mean, my only thing is just like I don't get the thought process behind Andrell not being out there at all.
Again, he must have slapped a coordinator
Even
in practice or something. There
even
has
if
to be
he
something going
doesn't get
on.
like even if he doesn't get targets, that's fine. But to not be on the field at all is
Yeah.
like insane.
He's going to be tweeting, free me.
Hashtag free me.
Chase Tyler made an appearance again.
Offense,
Defense
offense,
was
offense.
defense was
Ugh.
not great
Uh,
from the get-go.
I don't put this very much on the players. It's
More on
just
the
like,
scheme.
it's like, have we never seen a mobile quarterback before?
Yeah.
Have we never seen a mobile quarterback before?
Well,
We're
it's
going
like
to,
that's
if something doesn't change in these 6 days between the game,
CJ Bailey's going for 1,000.
CJ Bailey having a legacy game against us.
Oh yeah, he's having a Thad Lewis '09 game in blood. Like it's
He's
gonna be
my
nasty. We only have one sack. And like Tulane's O-line was kind of like one of their weaker points, in my opinion. They have a great run game, but like that's because the running backs are just real, real good. Like the O-line does enough, but their pass blocking isn't like lights out best thing in the world. We have one sack, you know. Retzlaff never once felt any pressure. I mean, we had that one forced fumble, but he had already rushed for 15 yards before we tackled him and forced the fumble. It
Yeah.
wasn't a strip sack or anything. I mean, Stone at safety had 8 tackles. That shows me that the guy that's the last line of defense had to make the most tackles on the night. Not a good place to be. Rivers eight. Rivers had 6 tackles. That's pretty solid. He's not getting targeted, so he's making plays elsewhere. So that's big time. Weaver had 6 tackles. Morris, Francois, Kendall Johnson, 5 tackles. Preston Watson, decent game in the interior, 2 tackles and 1.5 tackles for loss. But like Eli said, it's like a mobile quarterback. I mean, it's like the plague for us. I mean, allergic to it at this point. It's hard to, and I understand like the scheme. And Tyler brought this up in the group chat. Like Havoc defense it creates an over pursuit to the football, which a mobile quarterback can kind of work that to his advantage by
Using your aggressiveness against you. That's what was going on.
exactly everything you're doing might be the right call, but that mobile quarterback instead of being where you need him to be to make the play. He can take one step up and then cut back the other direction across the field, and you have nobody there except a corner and maybe a weak side linebacker, and they're in pursuit to the other hash now to go tackle an athletic quarterback. It's a recipe for disaster, man. Got to switch it up a little bit.
I think what we need to be doing is, and NFL teams have done this since the dawn of time, ever since Fran Tarkenton invented the scrambling quarterback. Uh, we need to have one of our fastest guys out there during practice this week pretending to be the quarterback and just have the team practice containing him. We need to get Samir back there. We need to get Angelo back there. Somebody mimicking a quarterback. I mean, that's what the Dolphins did with Tyreek Hill to prep for Lamar Jackson a couple years ago, I believe. It's
Yeah, put
just you get
Jaden
your
Moore at
yeah,
QB.
put Jaden Moore back
He's
there.
fucking fast, man.
Yeah, dude. And
He
he's
can
like losing.
fly.
If Jaden Moore went down again, knock on wood, that wouldn't be like losing an Angelo Anthony or a Samir Hagans. Like it would suck, but we need somebody fast back there to like mimic a mobile quarterback. It's and like to Noah's point, it's like the Havoc defense works great when you've got a guy who maybe is a little bit slower back there, but like they said it on the broadcast in the first quarter, like it was so obvious that Tulane was just using Duke's aggressiveness against them. Just you get, six guys crashing the box, seven guys, and then like there's nobody back there to stop, a mobile quarterback or to stop like a mesh pass or something. You know what I'm saying? It sucks.
My my big concern with this game was defensively. Last week we said it. Jake Retzlaff was the team's leading rusher. They were averaging 200 plus rushing yards a game. What was our defensive strategy? Hell, let them run the ball. Like we didn't even try to take away their strength. We didn't even, if Retzlaff would have thrown for 400 yards and beat us,
I could
fine.
have lived with it.
Yeah, fine. Like we stopped their strength, but we played to their strength. We said, here, run the ball.
He had
Yeah.
4 touchdowns, 4 rushing touchdowns. CJ Bailey's going to look like fucking Lamar out there if Jake Retzlaff got 4 rushing
Retzlaff looked
touchdowns
like
if something don't change.
I don't remember if I tweeted this in the group chat, but I was like, Retzlaff looks like Brandon Connett right now.
Hmm.
Like we made him look like Miami 2013 Brandon Connett.
Dicing us up.
And like there weren't even like plays where like I could be wrong. I haven't gone back to watch the game, but it didn't look like we had a spy on him. We weren't like, hey, keen in on him right here. It was just like we're going to take everything else away and let the quarterback that's got 300 yards rushing run the ball, and if that beats us, that beats us.
Oh, and it beat us.
Yeah,
Some veteran leaders on the team who we know, some sources, uh,
it was Dwayne Carter.
yeah, the vibe this
Highly
week
deserved.
is they're fed up. They're tired of bullshitting around. Vets are stepping up this week. It sounds like they're holding people accountable. They want an end to like the garbage football being played. They're aware there's a problem. It was a wake up call, and I believe them 100%. So I'm interested to see what it looks like going into NC State this week because this is an NC State team that are they elite? No, but they've been playing pretty well, and it's our first, conference challenge of the season. So this is where it gets real. This is where it really matters. So
And real quick on that, Manny said it in his presser earlier. I didn't watch it, but second 17 every week. They put out the tweet, they put out his quotes and everything. He even's like for people that are gonna like be critical and stuff. Manny himself said today that Duke has not played up to Duke standards the last 3 weeks. So
somebody
like
tell Manny he's being too negative.
he
Yeah,
realized as a
you
team,
guys could make a board about
it's
that.
okay to say they're not playing great right now.
Well, we're before mailbag, we're a quarter way through the season, boys.
Oh,
And the num
shout out Todd for
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Oh, we forgot to touch on. Well, I feel like that's going to be in the mailbag.
yeah,
That's one of the big things. So we'll just,
oh
yeah, a
yeah.
lot of people have about 500 people, I think, wanted to know about special teams. So we'll wait on that one. But quarter way through the season, just to give you guys a little roundup, not going to be long with it. 30 points per game, allowing 32, not good. 147 yards allowed per game rushing. It's not great. 3.6 yards per carry, though, is not the worst in the world. Um, Averaging 5.2 yards per carry. Huge improvement from last year. Brian Parker's dad, we were joking. That is more
Please do
so
not beat my ass. And if you're
don't
gonna beat someone's
beat
ass,
Eli's ass for something that our buddy Garrett claimed to start, and then I said after he said that Eli then also said. So, just want to clear that up. We love Brian. We joked with Brian a lot at media days about that. So all love there. We love what the offensive line's doing there. Brewer just needs to call more rushing plays. That easy. Allowing 226 pass yards a game. not where I think we expected us to be, but that's okay. We're throwing for 352. Mind you, though, we have had to get into two shootouts, so that number's a little skewed. I would say in winning fashion, we'd probably be throwing for about 275, 280, which is still really great. Um, 479 yards per game to 373 against us. Um, Elon kind of, skews out a little bit, so don't look into the numbers too deep there. Nine field goals attempted.
I'm sorry, can we
Um,
just, you would think averaging 30 points a game, 5.2 yards per carry, 352 yards per game, you would think that like that's a winning recipe right there.
yeah,
That's
when
what
your
you
points
get
per game
last
allowed is 32, though, it's not.
you take that offense last year, we've made this joke 30
With
times.
last year's defense,
If our offense is great, the defense just can't match. If the defense is great, the offense is never going to match. Like it's just never been a
I mean, I think maybe 2013 was the only year where both
Finally, and
were
special
firing
teams.
at the same time and
Yeah,
special
give them
teams.
boys love. They won some games in 2013. Will Monday and Ross Martin just had their balls hanging out all over campus, man. Shout out them boys. My favorite thing here that Tyler put in the doc, opponents are 14 of 14 in the red zone against Duke. 10 touchdowns, only four field goals. So 10 touchdowns. People are getting all the points here. Duke is 9 of 13. Um, we just most of the time we don't even like get to the red zone. It's like from the 30 to the 20s where we stall out. But when we do get to the 20, we're still stalling out too much. And the field goal unit just has not proved, well, more so Infante hasn't proved that we can use the special teams to our advantage. Um, and, that's just not helping us any. 45% on third down, opponents are 41. That's improved from last year drastically. Not like, and it'll continue to improve all year. So, quarter way through the season, just some numbers for you guys. And I know Eli's got the "that's so Duke" moment of the game. And I couldn't imagine seeing this in person, what the rage
Well,
would cause.
I couldn't either because, like I said, we had a little bit of a too good of a time with Daryl Hazley and Terry Polino and those folks. Um, Tyler. Are you still with us?
yeah.
Tyler, can you take that so dude? Because I'll be taking mailbag.
Yeah, okay. So look, I've been very critical of Todd. Not not gonna say I haven't been. Not gonna say Todd's perfect. One of our friends, BSBL, shout out BSBL. He put the thing in the group chat the other night that showed like Todd split day, night, afternoon. For whatever reason, he just struggles at night. But Todd goes 2 for 4. Well, his first field goal missed. We trot him out. Second drive of the game, if I remember correctly. And it's about a 35, 38 yarder, Noah?
Yeah, to start, it was 33.
Yeah. And Todd's out there, false start on Pickett, I believe, first.
Pork Founding Kitchen.
Now he's out there again. False start. I don't remember who the second one was on. Pickett got one of them, and I don't remember who the other one was on.
It was
But
like a kid who wears number 8. Like it wasn't. It was like a kid who wears number 15. It wasn't Jake. It was like another.
Yeah,
okay,
young cat.
Yeah.
so then another false start. Backs Todd up another 10 yards. So now Duke has just put themselves from a 33 yarder to a 43 yarder. Now, credit, Todd should have still made the kick. But that was the most predictable missed field goal in the world after back to back false starts, back him up 10 yards. He's been on the field for 3 minutes now, just standing there
Poor
waiting.
kid's got his hands in his pants through two TV timeouts, pretty much.
So, like, I get it. Like, you people want to be mad at Todd. I can't blame that one on Todd. 90% of your college kickers would have missed in that spot after back to back false starts. Like,
That's so Duke.
yeah, that epitomizes Duke's special teams this year.
Yep.
It's enraging.
All right. Now that that's out of the way, on to mailbag. We had, and I want to thank you guys, a huge mailbag this week. Like probably 25 questions on Twitter, 3, 4, 5 on Instagram. Like a really good hefty mailbag. Given that, we boiled it down a little bit, kind of trimmed out the fat because a lot of the questions were just kind of saying the same thing. So we kind of broke them down into like general vibes. So The first one, this is kind of an overall message that was dropped by 225 Easy, Diego Wally Wade, Crimroy, uh, Nate Shepard, RB1. Absolutely. If
Yeah,
Nate Shepard is not RB1 on the depth chart this week and he's not getting at least 15 carries, I don't know what we're even supposed to be doing anymore.
correct.
Thoughts?
Yeah, no, that's I mean, we preached it in the earlier. He's the RB1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there should not be a world where Shepard doesn't lead the team like every rushing category here on out.
At Vex Sims, Duke FB, Drew Chesh, El Drapo _3, JMR 604, all just kind of feeling defeated, not much optimism, very undisciplined. I get it. We're a podcast that's known for our negativity, and a lot of, the mouth breather, knuckle dragger fans out there don't like us very much for it. And that's okay. If you want to act like everything is always sunshine and rainbows, great. So be it. I'm going to be optimistic here for a second. And we said this earlier. And if anyone's going to clip this and go to 247, make sure you include this part because we're about to be really optimistic here. So listen closely. This is an awesome football team. We have so much talent at every position outside of like cornerback, and it's Chandler Rivers, and like that's it. Um, we have good coaches. It's just we got to tighten some screws. Execution has to be better. Schemes have to be better, and that's about it. Easier said than done, obviously, but this team knows. Like this team knows what they have to work on this week. They know. They knew after Illinois, they now for sure know after Tulane. I have faith that they can, tighten the screws a little bit going into NC State. And if they don't, yeah, this bad boy is coming out big time. But I don't know. I'm optimistic. I haven't lost faith in this team, and I don't think that you guys should either.
I'm
Thoughts?
not I'm not losing faith, but I have no faith because they gave me no reason to have faith. I'm not losing any because like I do believe that like Duke could obviously go and compete throughout the ACC, could get the 7 or 8 wins, but I also see a world where Duke beats Wake and UConn and we go 3-9, and this is just a gut punch year. Um, I don't care to say it either. I mean, you can't look at the first 3 games of the year and argue that Duke could make a bowl game right now. They haven't gave us any reason to believe that. Talking to a couple other podcasters in this community as well last night, I asked them straight up, "Do you think we can get to a bowl?" Others that report on Duke, and they said they don't, know if they see an avenue for it. And I'm the same way. But I also, love Duke football, love this team, can see the talent on this team, but the top of it has to get changed around a little bit, and I hope it does. But I understand why people wouldn't feel optimistic.
Yep.
I mean, in terms of feeling the whole optimistic thing, I think a lot of people came into this season with expectations way too high because a really bad Duke team last year won 9 games.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of people came into this with like, oh well, that team won 9 games. We should be going to Charlotte with this team. That Duke team was bad, people. I love that team. I'm grateful they won 9 games. That was a bad football team. Like simple as that. We should not have won 9 games last year. So I think a lot of people are riding the wave of like coming off of that thinking that oh that's like what this team should have been. It's just not fair. That said, like this team has shown a lot of things where like we should have major concerns and not feel overly optimistic about. But the good news is, like I said, we're a quarter of the way through the season. Hell, Duke could go 10-2 still. I don't think it's happening, but like Duke could rattle off 9 straight. I don't think anyone would be overly shocked because we're so talented.
Yeah.
But I also think we're at a point now where Duke could finish 5-7 and no one's shocked.
It's on the table. It just has to be a very small table.
Yeah, they have
Duke's
to.
got everything on the table right now. That's so Duke football.
Yeah, you don't know where the hell it's gonna go. That table is the size of the little, when you buy a pizza and you open it and it's got like the little thing in there to keep the pizza from touching the top of the box. It's about this big. That's how big the table is.
That's our table.
Yeah, that's the Duke football table. That's the kids. There's a kids table and there's a Duke football table.
God, this next one's such a banger.
Our friend Doug Brown 700, he says, compare this to FSU 2024. There was lots of optimism going in, lots of media praise, looked rough early on and couldn't quite recover. But FSU is back this year. Um, why was there a dip for them last year, and why is there a dip so far for Duke this year? Both teams retain players and staff. Why the decline and quick recovery for FSU? Should we look past the X's and O's, coaches, etc., and focus on the team psyche? I think a good chunk of this shit is team psyche. Like a lot of it. It's not a talent issue at all. It's an execution and mind issue. Team.
Yeah. Um, First of all, me and Tyler owe Mike Norvell an apology. You did scream at us and tell us that the media didn't believe in you, and we, as the media at Media Day, did not believe and fueled that fire. We were wrong, 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 wrong. Florida State is a good football team.
They're back.
When I saw Doug's question, I really liked it. So I was kind of looking into Florida State and the transfer portal, and their overall like ages last year on the roster of guys that were playing like more than 50% of the snaps each game. Um, Florida State didn't necessarily like gain a ton in the portal from 23 to 24. They got a couple of big names, but they didn't fill a lot of gaps they needed where guys graduated and went to the NFL from that really, really good team in 2023. You know, they found some guys to plug, but they didn't have their guys. Um, the guys that were returning that were already at Florida State, most of them were redshirt freshmen, redshirt sophomores, and they were plugging in like I think it was seven positions on defense and like I think five or six on offense. So quite a few. Gives me the same vibe as what Duke's doing this year. And like Eli just said with the talent thing, we all know Florida State's never going to lack true football talent in its players. But at when you're mixing in some transfers that might not be the ones you needed or at the positions you needed to get transfers for, plus freshmen and redshirt freshmen and redshirt sophomores having to get playing time on the fly to learn how to, come together and win. That can amount to a 2-10 Florida State season last year. Do I think that happens here? No. Duke can still make a bowl, be a reputable team. But I also see a thing where this season being kind of mucky and not too clean and too awful great could result in next year Duke learning from all these mistakes with the youth that'll be back and maybe a couple more transfer guys and a couple new recruits and guys returning. And you can have another really great football team like Florida State has right now. So like the premise of that question. I kind of see it, in our own right. We're not the same kind of program as Florida State, but Duke's kind of doing the same thing in their own way, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, real quick, my sample of that is here's why they bounced back so quick. Norvell saw things weren't working and fixed it. He wasn't afraid to make changes. He fired like I don't remember how many staff members, but he brought in a new offensive coordinator, went and got Gus Malzahn out of UCF. Like the big issue last year was they got DJU. Simply put, like they thought he was going to be like a good quarterback, and that just blew up in their face. But the one thing with Florida State last year is if you look, Norvell believes in building through the portal. And I think this is something you're kind of seeing with Duke right now is one thing that people aren't, one thing that people forget about with the portal is chemistry matters. Like last year, we only had Malik back. We only brought in Malik on the offense, and we brought in Star. But like everybody else offensively had been there. The defense, we brought in two or three guys, but the starters had all been there. So like I think right now there's some of that with Duke. And it's a matter of just, getting the right guys, finding that chemistry, getting that balance. And as far as like Duke for a quick recovery, it's just you can't be afraid to make changes that have to be made.
That
Some,
was
but you're going to step on players' toes, parents' toes, coaches' toes. It happens. We saw it with Cutcliffe, not trying to compare Manny to Cutcliffe.
that was his
Downfall,
downfall.
the downfall of Cutcliffe. Loved the man to death. He was loyal to a fault. He was just too afraid to shake things up when they needed to be. His idea of shaking things up was taking a running back coach and moving him to a receivers coach.
And taking a defensive coordinator and put him on the offense.
Yeah, like so. I think that's the thing. Like, and like, no, Duke can still bounce back this year. Like, it's not like the world's ending because we're 1-2 yet. Get to 1-3.
The
Time to
the world's ended if we lose this week.
yeah.
Agreed. So next question, Jason Rogers says Manny made mention of poor tackling. How young are defensive backs, and could that be a result of tackling issues?
I think
Yeah,
not having Terry Moore attributes to some of it as well. And just in the youth, yeah.
and that's also like in that secondary. We talked about it. Chandler Rivers, stud, goat. He could be in College Station right now. Probably wishes he was in College Station right now. Uh, Kayla Weaver's been pretty good, but outside of that, our cornerbacks are very young, very inexperienced, and unfortunately, the only thing that builds experience and talent and growth is reps. And unfortunately, those reps are going to have to come in games like this. You make mistakes, you miss tackles, you get punked. That just happens when you're growing as a young anything. It's just you have to go through the shit to get better. So unfortunately, we've been seeing cornerback our growing pains with some of our cornerbacks who are all mostly very young. Um, but that's how growth happens. So
Not to toot the pod's horn, by the way. If you watched our position breakdowns, we warned you about the secondary. We told you Nate Shepard was going to be that guy. We told you Andrell Anthony was going to be that guy. Like all the problems you're seeing and roster concerns you have, we broke down earlier this year.
Dude,
God,
you're
people
just
have to hate that.
dude, we're
People
so
hate that we're
negative.
right.
We're just so damn negative. Ugh,
People just hate that we're right, dude.
gosh darn.
Our friend Will Kuntis, Wet Willie,
Hashtag what will.
he says, I thought Duke was investing to make football better and to have a landing spot post ACC. We need wins for that. Couldn't agree more, William.
Yeah, Willie, you just constantly are on your shit, bro.
Bentley Weeks and Millennials Burner both say something to the effect of, is the season over? No. Can we recover? Yes. I'm worried about the overall morale of the team. Again, yeah, that's where we're at.
Bingo.
I mentioned it a little bit ago. We do have a number of connections inside the program, as much as some of our naysayers may hate to hear that.
Lank.
Uh,
Lank.
but yeah, I think the overall team vibe right now, at least from the veterans that we know, they're pissed, they're embarrassed, they're angry, they know the team's shortcomings, and they're ready to hold people accountable and go balls to the wall the rest of the season. So we'll see. And this kind of ties into another question. A guy, John at statue_hunter says the team seemed checked out. I'll be there Saturday, but my expectations are lower. Yeah, the team did
That's
seem checked out.
that's true.
That's
I'm
that has to change.
I'm going to go on a little rant about the team scene checked out. By the way, I if no one knows, and I've been venting about this all week. Why in the hell do you get to New Orleans 26 hours before the game starts?
Yeah.
And then there's videos going around at 10 o'clock that night of our guys out there on the streets with ISO speed. And then everyone's like, "Oh, I can't believe Duke came out flat." Nick Saban got David Cutcliffe would have had them locked in the damn dorms at 6 p.m.
They were taping doors with David Cutcliffe. Feimster said that's on the pod, bro. Like they taped the doors. But
Like,
like also and to the iShow speed thing, I made a couple of comments on this. I'm not even mad about it. It's like the fact that they went out and like were doing it in the first place is like, I'm not all with that. The night before the game, not after the game. I'm all for letting them boys enjoy those cities. I am all for that. That's a part of their, young adulthood. It's so cool. That motherfucker thought Duke was from Kentucky and that they were basketball players. That is infuriating. They shouldn't have gave him the time of day. Like, come on. Are you kidding me? And
Never
yeah,
beating
like
the
Tyler said,
allegations.
people were like, "Oh, we came out flat and undisciplined." No fucking wonder.
I just had to get that off my chest.
Yeah, me too. That shit pissed me off. The
If
no,
anything,
man.
I've been going on about that in the group chat for like 5 days now.
if anything kind of sums up the state of college athletics these days, I think it's being out on Bourbon Street late at night, the night before a game, and coming in contact with a streamer.
We watched Kalen DeBoer let his Alabama players out at Tallahassee at 2 o'clock in the morning. Watched Florida State steamroll them and said, "Shit, that's a hell of an idea."
Yeah. Our friend Sam at Bleeding Duke Blue, Duke Football Reddit, Steve Dillard, Chris Trainum, bunch of guys, all kind of said like the same general thing here. Special teams coordinator and offensive coordinator don't give a lot of hope currently. Damn right. Damn right.
Should be
I don't know.
fired.
I don't understand it with the offense. I truly don't. They'll show flashes and then they just it's like they're going up the hills like, oh wow, like they've learned, and then right back down. Oh, like I don't get it. Like putting up hella numbers in the passing game. On paper, we look awesome. Good yards per rush, passing yards, but the box score, the final score doesn't reflect that. I don't know I don't know. It's just we can't capitalize. Can't capitalize in the red zone. And then anytime something is working, we stop. Oh, Nate Shepard is averaging 13 yards a carry. Nah, forget it. Anderson Castle's averaging 7 yards a carry. Forget it. Angelo Anthony is the most explosive player we've had maybe ever. It's not though, it's a him.
Bench him because he said something you didn't like in practice, you know?
Yeah. God.
I mean, I'm not going to harp on the special teams coordinator. We've harped on that enough. Like everyone knows where we're at with that. As far as Brewer goes, it just I wonder if he's trying too hard sometimes.
Yes.
Like he's overthinking things sometimes. And the other thing is like if you watch Tulane, like I know Eli went back and watched it. Dude, some of their play calls, it's just like I I'd kill for that level of creativity of just like designed runs where you like just oh god man, just some of the stuff they ran.
Brewer wouldn't know a pulling guard if it hit him in the damn face, man. It's ridiculous.
So like I he's shown that he's gotten better, but I also think you're still seeing, and we said this last year. Brewer came from SMU. SMU's offense was electric. Brewer did not call plays for SMU. Rhett Lashley was and is the play caller at SMU. So you're seeing a second year play caller, and like that's what he looks like, a guy that's still trying to figure it out. The problem
Yeah.
Uh,
is doesn't need a guy that's trying to figure it out. Duke needs a guy that knows what they're doing.
I truly do feel like a lot of it too could be like the whole thing, well, we pay this quarterback X amount of dollars, so we're gonna force it. We're gonna have him slinging it constantly. Like even if the run game is working and like we can win that way, we've got to still throw the ball to show everyone what we can do with this quarterback that we dropped all this money on. They're trying like desperately trying to avoid like a sunken cost fallacy almost. Not that Darian like is performing badly, but it's like they're trying to squeeze every bit of that investment out. That's what it looks like to me in some instances. Um, Friend Kelly Burgess 62 says, "What is the rationale for going for two when the score was 24-9 early on in the game?"
Beats the hell out of us.
no answer. Thought about it as hard as I could and asked other people, and there's just no rational part to the decision.
None.
I guess being down 13 at halftime looks better than 14.
Yeah.
Like,
If somebody had a first half spread bet, they put like half their paycheck on up there in the box. I guess Brewer's having to pay off a mortgage or something. So
this is
yeah,
back weeks we've seen Duke do that now. They did it against Illinois, and we were like, what? Like, why?
that's just Duke.
Like, I just don't.
Is it like for pride or like just to like what are we doing here?
Analytics, man, they're ruining football.
Um, Last question. Tyler, did you include the Instagram questions in here too?
We didn't have any.
There
Or we
was
did.
like there were two, but they've already been covered.
Okay. Yeah, coaching problem, defense is
I
non-existent.
always forget we have an Instagram.
Yeah, good
Follow us on
questions.
Instagram, by the way.
If you even care.
At GA Scumbags.
Lane Phipps, Davis at DG Purds. It's only year two, but it feels like Manny is already in an interesting spot with loyalty to the coordinators versus changes to be made. When do we start to worry about Manny?
If he doesn't make a change at special teams this offseason, you can keep
At the latest.
Infante.
At
You
the
can keep
latest.
Infante, but you cannot keep him as the coordinator. And do not promote anybody on the staff. And probably also get rid of Coach Zahn.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Like, if we get into the off season, and I don't care what our final record ends up being this year.
Hmm.
Like, if we get to 10-2 or 9-3, or hell, if we get to 1-9 or 1-11. But if we get there, no matter the record, he goes, that's fine. Nothing needs to be changed. Then I'm that's where I start to question Manning. Right now, I'm not questioning him. This is what coaches do nowadays. When they bring in a staff, they're going to bring in their guys. The question is whether they can, switch it up or not when it's not working. So
And that concludes mailbag for this week.
Thanks,
Getting into best
folks.
bets here.
14-9. Turn us up, Tyler.
win,
Let's
winning
go.
winning record last week, by the way, 5-3,
If you
and with
bet $10 on all these straights, you're going to
brutal,
be winning money.
some brutal beat. We had Georgia -3.5.
Motherfuckers.
You can't do it. Connecticut loses to damn Delaware.
Connecticut -9.5 was the freest bet, and then they turn around and lose, and they lost at Delaware too. Like, ugh.
But shout out to the ones that had our backs. State covered.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
Coach Willie Simmons covered.
Georgia
Uh,
Tech. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
yeah, we went 2-0 on money lines. Shout out Georgia Tech and West Virginia.
Oh yeah.
And who was our other one we had? FIU, State, Georgia Tech, West Virginia, and oh shit, I just had the graphic.
It was a banger.
Cal. It was Cal.
Cal. Oh yeah. Cal. It was always the Golden Bears, man.
Cal covered. So this week I'm going my money line pick. Year 3 Matt Rule, man. Year 3 Matt Rule. We're taking Nebraska at home against Michigan. Uh, I just Underwood didn't look that great when he went to Oklahoma, and
Hmm.
Nebraska, like I feel like they're kind of on that level. Dylan Raiola, you can hate him all you want for the Pat Mahomes stuff. The kid is kind of damn good. Next up, we're going Maction. I've got some sick picks this week, by the way. We're going to the MAC. The Buffalo Bulls taking on Troy.
There you
Last week
go.
I paid money betting on Memphis on the side to cover against Troy.
Hmm.
Buffalo might be one of the most underrated teams in MAC. Like their defense is outrageous.
Shout
Um,
out Coach Lambo. He's interacted with the pod a few times. Love you, Pete.
like I'm all in on the Bulls. Going back to the Willie Simmons well, that's kind of a double dipper for me. Uh, Delaware is going to Florida International this week, so we're anti Delaware and we're pro Willie Simmons. So I'm laying the 5.5, betting on Willie Simmons to cover for us again. And this one's a no brainer. I feel like Miami's hosting Florida, and Miami's only -3.
Miami ought to get 9.5 in that.
I genuinely think Miami might like be all the way back.
Oh
Like
yeah.
they are damn good this year. And Lagway and Billy Napier, he's getting ready to look like Brent Pry in a few days. So that's what
Yeah.
those.
Yeah, I like all those yet again. I feel like the best part is me and Tyler having different bets though. We do like each other's picks here. Like we've been trying to get ones that I think we would all take. But I'm not running away from what works. The NC State Wolfpack are working right now. Shout out to TLB and
Hey,
Unsatisfied, some good
hey,
dudes there.
unlike Jonathan Brewer, I'm not running away from what works.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's a great point. I mean, is Kurt Roper the guy, you know? I mean, like, is that the savior? Oh, Zach, sorry. But NC State's been rolling. Their second half of their schedule is brutal. And I will say last year their fans hyped them up to be the greatest team ever. There's only a handful of their fans this year, even with them standing where they are now, that think they'll finish with 9 or 10 wins. Most of them are claiming 8-4 because they run through Miami, Notre Dame, Florida State, Clemson, you name it, they're playing it. But I've got them +3.5 against Duke. If Duke wins, it won't be by a lot, but I don't know how State's the underdog.
Scared of
That's
the NC State team without the expectation.
yeah. I can genuinely see them starting 6-0 and then finishing the season either 6-6 or 8-4 or 7-5. And like their fan base is on that track too. Like they know that like they're kind of fluking through it a little bit right now, but enjoy it while you got it.
Six and
Next up,
6-0 going 6-6, a Cutcliffe special, baby.
Cutcliffe special, baby. Dave Dorn and David Cutcliffe really ain't all that different, man. They're not. Maryland +8.5 against Wisconsin. I tried to fade Wisconsin. I mean, I tried to fade Alabama last week with Wisconsin. Oh my God, Wisconsin sucks. Luke Fickell's getting fired. He should have never left Cincinnati.
What
M
happened to them?
Maryland is a relatively decent team this year. 8.5 feels like a lot. I know it's at Wisconsin, but still, give me the Terps
I
plus
don't
eight
think
and a
we're
half.
anybody by
Next
a
one.
touchdown.
The most rich rod thing in the world, man. Have a real shitty football team and then beat your rival and then turn around the next week, play a team like Kansas and get your ass beat again. Give me the Jayhawks minus 12 and a half. I think they win this game by 30. West Virginia shot their load twice, 4 or 5 times maybe, against Pitt. They got so lucky to win that football game. That was a Narduzzi special if
It's
I've
a
ever seen
roller
one.
coaster, man. I love it.
My money line pick, I've got Auburn over OU. It's like a plus 260. I think OU's got to falter a little bit, and I think this is the week it'll happen. Auburn's defense has been relatively good. I'm not necessarily a believer, but I could see it happening. And then our scum money line bet of the week, fighting the Illini, plus 135 against the Hoosiers. I just don't see it, man. I don't see how Illinois won't win that football game.
I do want to say on Auburn, Oklahoma, real quick. We don't really touch on totals, but hammer the under. Those are going to be two guys throwing rocks at each other all game
That
long.
game's going to be like 7-6 final score.
Yeah, if anyone hits 10, they're winning the game like on the spot. But yeah, a winning week, still winning on the season. We're already doing better than last year. Last year at this point in time, the rails had come off.
We were
Like,
down bad.
um, and real quick, how the ACC play is kind of going to start. Just something we're going to run through. 2 or 3 big stories every week, kind of ACC roundup kind of deal. The biggest story coming out of the ACC last week, GT Tech, man, Brent Key did the damn thing. They
Boys are rolling.
down and little old Clemson. Brent Key scramble drill, puts the field goal unit out there with 20 seconds left, clock's running down, 50-yarder like it's nothing. Uh, just phenomenal. I think clearly the top three in the ACC now are Georgia Tech, FSU, Miami. Dude, Clemson might be like Duke might have genuinely broke Clemson.
We killed Dabo.
Like I think we broke Clemson. They're still like a 9-10 win
Hey,
program
hey,
every, but
we'll
they're not
fix them. Don't
bad.
worry about that.
Yeah,
We'll give them that boost they need in October. That's for damn sure.
not on that level anymore. It's like they've come down a step, and I think it's because of us. So yeah, until he gets it back in blood. Stanford beat Boston College. Everyone was asleep when that happened, but that was a wild one, 20-10. Boston College had 3 turnovers, a pick six, and a fumble on the Stanford 1 yard line. Stanford had 200 yards rushing. Stanford still ass, but like we were at media days, and Coach Reich said like we're bringing physicality back the Stanford way.
They counted the Cardinal out.
They're just gonna throw rocks at you till you bleed to death or
Yeah,
something.
give
I
it
mean,
4
that's
years, and Stanford might. This is the most interesting one. Everyone saw it coming, but Old Dominion went to Blacksburg and beat the shit out of Virginia Tech.
yeah, they punk them boys. 45-26.
So Brent Pry got fired. Shocker. It is kind of funny. Brent Pry's first game as a Hokie, he lost at Old Dominion.
His last
And then
game as a Hokie.
last
Time
game
is a circle.
to Old Dominion. Um, so like Virginia Tech's jobs open now. I don't know who they're going to get. Like that program's a shame, like,
Can
shambles
he
of.
can he coach special teams?
Yeah, honestly, like
They would be a good hire for special teams.
and rumor is like the athletic director's losing his job, so Virginia Tech might just be like bad for like a while now.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
we're
that
kind of
ACC football.
yeah, ACC football, man, it just means less.
It just me hashtag accomplished.
Yeah, Brent Price hashtag accomplished.
More
So
Shabuzi for Brent Pry in Cabo this
Right,
week.
he $6 million to sit on his ass the rest of the season.
Yeah, for his life, dude. 6 mil, just invest, dude. He's already like 55. Just chill out,
buy a few
man.
walk-ons franchises and you're good.
Dude, I mean, what more could you want to do?
On the note of ACC,
Oh
it's
God,
time for our very first ACC game preview of the season. Given the way this season has gone so far, it's just it's hard to muster up the hate and the energy and the vitriol and the disdain that we normally have for the Wolfpack. We still hate them, don't get me wrong, but after the way the last two health, I'll say even 3 weeks, after the way the last 3 weeks have gone,
The whole season.
The whole season has gone to this point. It's hard to be fired up like we were going to state last year, but nevertheless, we will be there. We will be loud. There will be negativity.
Scumgate will be a thing.
Scumgate will be alive and well.
It's gonna be our biggest one. There's a lot of people coming to this.
Yeah, we've got people
Yeah,
hitting us up like,
I'm
"Yo, can we
fans.
come out next week?"
I mean we got state people wanting to just come drink beer and like eat and hang
Hashtag
out.
no thanks.
No thanks, Eli says. Eli's gonna have to go in the Porta John.
What's the
Hashtag Eli said no.
Where's Kevlar? Eli thinks all the burners are gonna kill him.
Uh, so looking at all time, Duke is 43 and 37 and 5 all time versus State. Not only do we own the all time matchup record against State,
don't tell the fans that.
hey, they don't want to hear that because State loves like moving goalposts. They say the all time record doesn't count because a bunch of those wins came like before like desegregation, but then they also the most recent ones don't count either. Only the ones when Duke was like winning 0 games count in state fans' eyes. Um, so they don't want to talk all time. Fine, let's talk recency. Duke has won 4 of the last 5 games against NC State. The first meeting was a 14-0 loss against NC State in 1924. They played every year from 45 to 03. Um, in that time, like they didn't play the Wolfpack a whole lot. They played in 09, they played in 13, they played in 2020, and then finally starting in 2023, they started playing every year again, which is just kind of like duh. Like why
What's
would they
one good
not?
thing Jim Phillips has done for the conference?
The
That's so
one good thing.
ACC.
I mean, it's a conference rival, 25 minutes apart from each other. Why the hell would they not be playing every year? Um, Last year, the most recent win Duke won is probably the most complete game Duke played last year, just in terms of like
By
offense
far.
was solid, defense was solid. Like that's the only game from last year that like I actually want to sit down and watch again. Duke won 29-19 in Raleigh last year. I was there for that one. That was electric. Tyler, why don't you tell us about Dave Doran really quick?
Yeah, State's head coach Dave Doran. It's his 13th year. He was at NIU before that. Mountain West Power nowadays, Northern Illinois, by the way. Um, 13th year for Dave. He's 90 and 65 at State. Like career record, he's 113 and 69. Like I know we give State shit, but like,
They're consistent.
yeah, they're consistent. Like he's gonna get to 6 to 8 wins every year, lose a bowl game. Like that's just how it works. Um, They're 3-0 in the season this year. They beat ECU week one, 24-17. They beat Virginia week two, 35-31. They went to Wake last Thursday. What a game. That was weird. 34-24. The stadium was like set on fire. Just weird things happening in Winston.
That was so ACC.
Accomplish arson.
Salem, Salem, Salem was up.
So, like they're a solid team. Like this will be a good test for Duke where this will be the first time where it feels like we're genuinely going to be on an even playing field. Looking at some of the numbers, their offense, pretty damn solid. 31 points per game, 175 yards rushing per game, 239 passing, 8 yards of play. But this is where things get interesting. I think this is the matchup to watch. State's third down offense is anemic. 15 of 40. They are 37% on third down offense. Duke's third down defense is just a shit. So, like, something has to give. A movable force meets resistible object. They've only allowed 2 sacks, so curious to see what happens there. Their red zone offense. This is where Duke fans should be worried. 11 of 12 on the year, and they've got 8 touchdowns.
Well, not what you wanted to see from the stats earlier.
Yeah. State's defense, though, thankfully not very good. Giving up 24 points per game. They're giving up 115 yards on the ground, so Duke will run the ball 3 times all game. Uh,
Correct.
they're giving up 300 yards through the air and 6 yards of play. Their third down defense somehow worse than Duke. Uh, they're converting. Opponents are converting 50% of third downs against State, 25 of 50. State's defense only has 2 sacks. They have 3 interceptions in the backfield. So I mean, like it's almost like you're looking at a carbon copy of Duke in some aspects. Just some names to know for State quarterback C.J. Bailey, dude's legit.
Yeah,
70%
he's nasty.
State on the year. He's got 719 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 pick, 84 yards rushing, and 3 touchdowns. Running back Hollywood Smothers, legit. 63 carries, 280 yards, 3 touchdowns, only 10 catches for 42 yards. This is what scares me. If I had to pick one thing that scares me for the state game, Wesley Grimes, Noah Rogers, Terrell Anderson, Teddy Hoffman, 4 wide receivers. They all have anywhere from 6 to 9 catches. They all have 100 yards receiving on the season. Tight end Joe Lee, their leading reception, this has 13 receptions for 90 yards. It's not like you can key in on one guy for state defensively and like shut him down. Like they're going to spread the ball out, and they have plenty of capable playmakers. Defensively, nothing stands out. Linebacker Sean Brown, 31 tackles. Linebacker Caden Forum,
That
26.
boy's hot ass.
Yeah.
Caden Forum is dog shit. They're trying to burn him at the stake in their own fan base. We ought to be picking on him like crazy. I mean, it's like watching a paraplegic play football, man.
You know what's gonna
He's
happen?
He's gonna go off, have 2 picks, three forced fumbles, and just absolutely look like Luke Kuechly at Boston College out there. He's just gonna murder us.
It's gonna be the one time Brewers like, all right, you know what? Actually, let's lean into the run game because that's working, and then he's gonna like tear Nate's ACL.
Oh Jesus, knock on wood. Don't say
Like,
that.
please God, don't say that. Please don't
Yeah,
say
please
that.
don't say that. Please don't. We literally everything goes wrong for this football team. So
defensive end Sebastian Hart has 14 tackles on the defensive line. So I mean, State, like Eli said earlier, like State isn't Illinois or Tulane level. However, like Duke can't sleepwalk through this game and win. Like they have like State's a solid ball team. Duke has to show up and play. Like they're going to get State's A game. Um, they like Doran wants this. State wants this. Like it's probably his last year here, so he wants to go out on top. Um,
Last year here, is he on the hot seat or is he like moving on to
my
better
sources
things?
say he's on the hot seat.
forced retirement.
So like it's really going to come down to on our defense
My
third down,
sources.
and for our offense, it's going to come down to can we finish drives off without field goals? If we can stop State on third down and we can finish drives, we win the game. It's
If
that
we
simple.
can score more points than the
Yeah,
Wolfpack do
score
on
more. We
Saturday,
said it last
Look,
week.
I just the Duke is gonna have to put their best foot forward.
they're gonna have to play their A game.
But they got to try their best. I hope they have fun. Really, I just hope we have fun. Um, so yeah, State's solid. Like it's going to be a close game, like Noah said. I think it's going to be a shootout. I don't think this one's going to be low scoring at all. Um, with that said, I'm going to take Duke to win. Don't piss me off. Duke 38, State 34. MVP, God, don't prove me wrong. Please, Jonathan Brewer, just do the right thing and give your best player the ball. Nate Shepard for MVP. Um, that's where I'm at. I think Duke wins 38-34. Shepard MVP. Hopefully he gets the touches he deserves.
I'll
Uh,
go.
yeah.
I think if Duke locks in this week in practice and starts like really putting effort into like fixing, like tightening up these screws and executing better, I think they could put up a lot of points. At some point, you have to win a game in dominating fashion when you're putting up 450 yards on offense. And you know what I'm saying? Like at some point that has to mean something. So uh it has to give at some point, basically. I think Brewer, I don't know. I hate to keep putting faith in Brewer, but hopefully he sees how valuable Angelo Anthony and Nate Shepard, our two best offensive weapons, are and uses them. And I'm gonna pick Duke to win this one, not because I'm a Duke homer, not because I'm obligated to or anything like that, just because I truly think that it's time. It's time. It has to give at some point. Again, you can't be putting up almost 500 yards of offense every game and throwing 3 to 4 touchdowns every game and just lose every single game. That has to mean something at some point. So give me Duke winning this one 20, 26-20. I'm gonna go the exact same score as a Tulane. I predicted for Tulane last week, 26-20. And MVP, Nick Morris Jr. He's getting it back in blood.
Getting it
He
in blood.
he wants this one. He's gonna pop CJ Bailey's helmet off at some point. Bookmark this.
Oh, I'm on the opposite of Tyler and Eli. I think State's a better football team than Tulane, talent-wise. I think they're more well-rounded, a lot more actual talent on the field. I think Tulane's a great football team too. Um, I genuinely think State has better coached special teams. Their offense is rolling. Their defense is good enough. I've got State winning 34-23. Duke MVP, Curtis Cooper with some good snaps to Cade Reynolds.
God damn it, Noah. We're never
Uh,
beating the
Ah,
negativity
well, it's
allegations.
not even negative. I genuinely hate to say this, but like last week, and you can ask Tyler, in the doc, I put Duke losing to Tulane. And then right at the end, I switched it around and gave Duke the win. And I didn't believe in them going into Tulane, and I should have just kept with my gut. They showed me even less to believe in going into this week. So I'm calling it how I see it. I don't think we're going to win the football game. Right now, if you told me pick games Duke would win the rest of the season, I would say maybe Wake, maybe UConn. Everything else is toss. So I'm if they prove me wrong, and I would love them to, because nobody would die for this shit more than us. Like then I might change my tune for games like UVA and UNC and Cal and stuff like that in
yeah,
Syracuse, but
Cal.
not right now.
We're not
Cal's good.
Cal. Yeah, Cal's a lot better than people thought. We're not beating Cal.
But yeah, I think we're gonna lose. I genuinely think Curtis Cooper's gonna be the long snapper, GOAT, after Thomas Hennessy. So he's getting the MVP nod for me.
They're putting
Shut
his
up,
cleats up
Tommy.
in the yo.
Yeah, hang the banner.
Okay. I guess that concludes another episode.
We'll see everybody Saturday.
Yeah, Scumgate, probably
Boo.
around 8 or 9, 10 o'clock, I guess.
Another day of Duke football.
Eli's birthday.
Yes,
Everybody,
this game is on my birthday, so you guys pull up and wish me happy birthday.
So
eh,
everyone pull up and you all take your shirt off.
you gotta lick buttercream icing off Eli's boobs. So
Good timing, because there's my girlfriend walking in right now.
nice. Mine also just walked in literally right at the second.
All right, boys.
Boo.
Boo. All right, boys. Good episode. Scums, if you made it this far in the episode, I'm sorry. But
Yeah, we hate it for you.
We'll try to be more negative next week.
yeah, we'll see y'all at the game this Saturday.